Here are the top posts from ExplainLikeImFive on the 14th of November 2019.
Sin Extreme. ExplainLikeImFive. Why do some wounds hurt and others don't? Jin Ao. Surgical cuts are made to minimize the damage as much as possible. That means avoiding nerves and tendons, cleaning thoroughly to prevent infection, and removing as little skin as possible, so the body recovers as fast as it can. Random cuts are, well, random monsieur. They may damage the nerves on the area, destroy big amounts of skin, get something inside that the body will have to fight to clean. Hot and swelling is a classic symptom of this.
Jacatarian. So I have been on a back pain management program for the past 3 weeks and I have a little insight. Pain isn't just pain, it's nerve signals, a warning. However, that is all it really is. The rest is context, previous experience, social setting, etc. Think of this. You are playing some kind of sport. Football, rugby, tennis, etc. You stub your toe on a post. Do you hop around making tsk sounds, or do you notice you did it and get on with the game? If you did the same at home on a Sunday morning, you might be in agony. Pain is complicated and nerve signals themselves are merely a part of it. Arguably, the nerve density on the skin of your back is lower than many other areas. Therefore, less pain signals. Superlative spork. ExplainLikeImFive. Nutrition information labels. How are the calories, fat, vitamins, etc. measured, figured out for a given food item? 60 Svantage. I write nutrition labels as part of my job. There are 2 ways. One is to send a sample off to a lab where various chemical testing will give you the results you need. The other way is calculation from specification sheets provided by the supplier for each of the materials. The suppliers will have tested their raw materials as in step 1.
Henzi. A calorie is a unit that is used to measure energy. The calorie you see on a food package is actually a kilocalorie, or 1000 calories. A calorie, kcal, is the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water 1 degree Celsius. Sometimes the energy content of food is expressed in kilojoules. Kj, a metric unit. 1 kilocalorie equals 4.184 kj. So the calorie on a food package is 1000 times larger than the calorie used in chemistry and physics. The original method used to determine the number of kcals in a given food directly measured the energy it produced. The food was placed in a sealed container surrounded by water and apparatus known as a bomb calorimeter. The food was completely burned and the resulting rise in water temperature was measured. This method is not frequently used today. Damn, that's a good question. You made me Google smiley face. Found the answer on Quora and I learned something new because of you today. According to the National Data Lab, NDL, most of the calorie values in the USDA and industry food tables are based on an indirect calorie estimation made using the so-called Atwater system. In this system, calories are not determined directly by burning the foods. Instead, the total caloric value is calculated by adding up the calories provided by the energy-containing nutrients, protein, carbohydrate, fat and alcohol. Because carbohydrates contain some fiber that is not digested and utilized by the body, the fiber component is usually subtracted from the total carbohydrate before calculating the calories. The Atwater system uses the average values of 4 kilocalories per gram for protein, 4 kilocalories per gram for carbohydrate, and 9 kilocalories per gram for fat. Alcohol is calculated at 7 kilocalories per gram. These numbers were originally determined by burning and then averaging Thus the label on an energy bar that contains 10 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbohydrate and 9 grams of fat would read 201 kcals or calories. Molding Madman. ExplainLikeImFive. Why do extremely bright objects leave an imprint on our vision when looking away or blinking?
Marcus Aurelius 0. Basically, the receptors in your retina have become overloaded because of the burst of light. Generally quick bursts from camera flashes, suddenly turning the lights on aren't damaged nor dangerous. It's when you overload the receptors for long periods of time, such as staring at a welding arc, or very suddenly and very brightly, such as with a nuclear explosion. The damage may not cause permanent blinding, but the damage will slowly compound. Even something as simple as staring at reflected sunlight off of water has been shown to degenerate.
Cthulhu. Your eye uses chemicals that respond to different wavelengths of light to generate signals. The supply is not infinite, and so a bright source can be so stimulating that it exhausts the relevant chemical. The different chemicals are also sort of antagonistic. Picture it like this. In the dark, these different guys are all at neutral level. Say blue, green, red are all sending a signal. 1/1/1. If you see a blue object, the blue guys get stimulated, sending a signal. So 2/1/1. Your brain says blue. A really bright blue object exhausts the blue supply now. However, this doesn't make it say everything is neutral again. Instead, because blue is wiped out, 0/1/1, the neutral of your other receptors are a stronger signal than the exhausted blue, and you see a negative after image in place of the blue object. Your body replenishes the supply, however, and this restores the exhausted blue, allowing your vision to return to normal. The after image goes away.
Solo Fausto. ExplainLikeImFive. How does a USB hub work?
Nonthgal. USB is a packet-based communications bus. To send data between the devices, the data is gathered into a suitable packet of data and then transmitted over the wires. When the packet has been sent, the device will switch over to listening for incoming packets from the other device. As USB was designed with USB hubs in mind, each packet have a device ID marker on it so that the hub is able to send it to the correct device. There is also a way for the hub to send a message back to the device when there is an incoming packet saying it is busy with another packet and that the data packet cannot be forwarded at this time. Sijankoda. A USB hub is a device that expands a single USB port into several so that there are more ports available to connect devices to a host system. Similar to a power strip, USB hubs are often built into equipment such as computer cases, keyboards, monitors, or printers. When such a device has many USB ports, they all usually stem from one or two internal USB ports rather than each port having independent USB circuitry. Physically separate USB hubs come in a wide variety of form factors, from external boxes, looking similar to an Ethernet or a network hub, connectable with a cable, to small designs that can be directly plugged into a USB port. See the compact design picture. In the middle case, there are short cable hubs which typically use an integral 6-inch cable to slightly distance a small hub away from physical port congestion and of course increase the number of available ports. Laptop, notebook computers may be equipped with USB ports, but an external USB hub can consolidate several everyday devices, like a mouse and a printer, into a single hub to enable one-step attachment and removal of all the devices. Some USB hubs may support power delivery, PD, and charging if they're self-powered and certified, though they may start to be referred to as a simple docking station at this point. Coffee Plus. ExplainLikeImFive. What is it about cold weather that causes static electricity to be so much more frequent? A veil. Cold air holds less moisture, and drier air is what's actually allowing for more static discharges. You would get the same effect in the Atacama Desert, for example. Jesus Dan. Static electricity is a buildup of excess electrons in an object. The electrons have nowhere to go until the object contacts ground or another object which wants to gain electrons. When the air is humid, moisture collects on surrounding surfaces, giving statically charged objects low resistance paths to dissipate their excess electrons. When the air is dry, the electrons have nowhere to go, so the static charge builds up on the object until it comes into contact with an object that it can dump its excess electrons to. Cold air holds less moisture than hot air. Cold weather combined with heating appliances that also reduce the moisture content of the air can exacerbate static buildup. This is why humidifiers are recommended in homes where static discharge tends to be a problem. This effect can also occur in hot climates that have very little moisture to begin with, such as a desert. Ziggy at 8. It's not cold so much as dry. Las Vegas is the static electricity capital of Earth. So many carpets, every handle is metal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.